Hi everyone, I'm doing my John Maxwell, and the book I focus on now is Make Today Count. Today, the chapter that I read was on family and how we make family priority. We set goals together, we make commitments to each other, we help each other, we grow together, and we remain family. So we have our immediate family, our parents, spouses have each other, and then you have children, and that's the nuclear family. And once people get married, they have their own families, and people have their own priorities and their own lives. People of faith, we have the Holy Family that we belong to and that we are part of. So even if we are single, we are never alone, because we belong to God's family. And we can pray to God, we can talk to God, we can reach out to God. There are a lot of people who do not believe in God. So they might believe in the earth, or they might believe in nature. They might have something else that they put their faith in stones or in gems or in, jewels. But we believe in God. We believe that God created everything, and everything created is good. Families come in many shapes, forms, and people have different families today. When I was growing up, we did not have gay couples living together. We did not have a lot of divorce. We did not have a lot of things that are prevalent now and that are common. And so for me, when I focus on family, I try to put family first. Sometimes it's not possible. I have work or I have other things that come up. But wherever possible, I try to put family first. And up until my immediate family had their own families, I was included for Christmases, for Easters, and I joined in wherever possible. But now they do their own thing, and I put myself second. So if there's an occasion coming up, a birthday or a Christmas or an Easter, I have learned not to expect to be included. I will go either before or after, according to how they want to accommodate me, and I will spend time with them. And then on those occasions for Christmas and Easter, I will join with my church family. And for me, that's the most important thing. When I was growing up, my mother took us to church, and church was the center point. It was what was most important. We went to church, we praised God, we worshiped God, and then we went and we celebrated, whether it was with friends in the community or back at our own homes. And then we all got together with family for Christmas lunch or for Christmas dinner, whichever one. We visited people and we enjoyed it. It was fun. We made it fun. And having fun is part of being Christian. We don't believe in being somber and being morbid and being down the whole time. And it takes strength to be joyful and to have a laugh and to take things lightly, not to take them too seriously, and to know when to take things seriously. So it's a good chapter to read. John focuses on how he was when he was in his early career, how his wife helped him, and how they managed to pull together. And Father Ripperger is another priest I listen to, and he too says that sometimes in order to keep the family together, you have to take a job cut or a wage cut, because if one person is pulling all the responsibility, then the other partner suffers. And I think some of those things they're just natural things to think about. And if you're living in a family, you contribute. So for example, when I've lived with people, I've tried to contribute. I've tried to pay my rent, I've tried to buy groceries, I've tried to make sure that I'm mindful of being in other people's homes. Thankfully, I haven't had to live with people very much. I've been fortunate and blessed to have my own place. And my mom and my godmother are happy with that, and they also saying to me, you should stay in your own place. Don't go and live with people. It's not nice. It's good to be independent, and it's good to have your own place when you're single. And I agree with them. I've lived with people in Canada where I've shared a kitchen, I've had a common space, and it's not always easy, especially when you come from different cultural backgrounds. I'm a very clean person. I like my place to be clean. I wash up after supper. I don't let oil spill and drip onto my stove. I look after my place, even if I'm renting. Not everybody is like that. I've lived with some people in England where all of us got along and we were all clean, we were all nice to each other, we respected each other's boundaries. But then I've also lived with some people where they would bring men home, and then the rest of us had to accommodate that and hear them, and it wasn't the most pleasant experience. Or I've lived with people where I would buy food and they would eat the food, and it wasn't common food, it wasn't something we all bought together. We were living together, so they would come home, and because there was food in the fridge, they'd eat it. And I bought it, and then there would be nothing left for me, and I paid for it. So living in family spaces, living with friends, it all comes down to priorities and the commitments we make to each other and how we respect other people's boundaries. It was a good chapter to read, and making today count. Whatever decisions we make today will lead to what happens tomorrow. And I know that, again, many people are not Christians, but the law of God is perfect. It empowers us, it strengthens us, it guides us, it teaches us, it equips us. And perfection is mentioned many, many times in the Bible, about knowing our purpose and knowing whose we are and who we belong to. And for us as Christians, we belong to Jesus, and that is our family, the Holy Family. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph is the Holy Family, and we belong to him. We belong to Jesus, and that is where our core family starts. And then we have the family in the home. So family moves on, family changes as we grow. Some get married, some don't. Some have very loving and caring aunts and uncles, but also the parents have to encourage those relationships and build those relationships. And I was very fortunate with my mom and my grandparents. They used to encourage us to reach out to extended family, to keep in touch, to write to them, to send them gifts, to make an effort, and they in turn used to make an effort. And I'm still very close to my godmother, and I still keep in touch with her, and she still keeps in touch with me, and she encourages me in my faith, and she's a good example to me. She goes to church, and that encourages me to go to church, because she works sometimes 2 jobs, but she still finds the time. She goes to church. And it's good to lead by example. It's not only about talk, it's also about how we live our lives and what we do with our lives. That is an example to family. So it's a good chapter to read, John Maxwell's Make Today Count. Pope John Paul also used to say the future starts now, and that's very true. And appreciation, I know that I like to talk to my aunt because she's also single. My mom also knows what it's like to be single, to be on your own, to have nobody to fall back on or rely on, just friends. And not all your friends stick with you. When the hard times come, many people abandon you. And when the good times are there, many people are with you. So you learn which friends are really like family and which are not. And there's many friends that I have helped to have come to Canada. I've helped them with references. I've treated them like family. I've helped them to connect with agencies, employment agencies. I've helped them to get references from the church for our faith. But I don't hear from them. Years have gone by. Some of them months have gone by. And so I make the effort, I reach out a few times, and if they don't respond, then I just leave it. I don't force it, and I don't try to overstep my boundaries. And some friends are like family, and we message each other every day. We keep in touch. We say, hi, good morning, how are you doing today? And some of them are not here, but they are like family to me. And I treasure those people. Some of them are gone, they dead and gone, but we had some good times together. So family can mean a lot of things. And our nuclear families is where it starts. With good and bad experiences, it starts in the nuclear family.